This is the story of a transgender woman named Diana. Diana is a first-generation American, the child of Mexican immigrants who came to the United States and moved to a rural town in California. In 2000, Diana was diagnosed with HIV at 27 years old. Her sister was there with her at the clinic when she received the news. The doctor wanted her to begin treatment immediately, but Diana feared it would be impossible to discreetly receive HIV treatment in her small town. Diana moved to Los Angeles to begin her treatment. She suppressed her viral load until she was no longer capable of passing on the virus. She no longer had to hide her status, but she still struggled with her gender identity. Diana wanted to begin her medical transition, but couldn't. The cost was too high. Yet she knew she could only survive in the world if she lived honestly. In desperation, she turned to sex work, selling her body in order to save her life. Diana was arrested multiple times, but the money from sex work would make her transition possible, so she continued. In the spring of 2002, an undercover officer arrested Diana again.
The people charged 1 count of solicitation. Per Criminal Procedure Code, the people request that the court order testing of the defendant for the human immunodeficiency virus, also referred to as HIV.
Now, the state knew she had HIV. 2 months later, she was in jail again. The other arrests had been misdemeanors, but this time was different.
The people additionally charged the defendant with 1 count of felony solicitation while HIV positive.
If she was convicted of a felony, Diana would be sentenced to 3 to 8 years in state prison. Diana's freedom depended on having suitable representation to defend her in that moment. But the only person who was there for her public defender, had no knowledge about HIV. It immediately became obvious to Diana that if she was going to survive, she would have to advocate for herself.
The court finds the defendant guilty of 1 count, misdemeanor solicitation.
Instead of nearly a decade in state prison, Diana was sentenced to 60 days in county jail. During her time there, she was mistreated and misgendered. The word he/she written on her cell door. Correction officers tried to use her for sex. She was dehumanized. 2 years after her release, Diana had medically transitioned and received her bachelor's degree. The following year, she received her master's degree in social work from Columbia University. She became a leading professional in HIV advocacy. Today, Diana is the Associate Director of Public Affairs in Advocacy and Community Engagement at Gilead Sciences, one of the largest HIV researchers in the world. She develops global initiatives for transgender people and manages millions of dollars of philanthropic funds to support trans-led organizations and to end the criminalization of HIV. Laws targeting people living with HIV were created decades ago. They aren't based in current science. They're based on the same stigma and shame that almost cost Diana her life, a life that is entirely my own. I am Diana, and this is my HIV true story.